Hey everyone, this is episode 4 of my Dark Souls, of my Walk Souls. Yesterday we beat Last Giant and Force Fallen Giants. We came to Heide's Tower of Flame, and we beat the old Dragon Slayer, and explored this little cathedral area. So now we're going to head towards that flaming tower in the distance, which is the lighthouse. I'm going to try to keep this video under 20 minutes this time, so I'm probably going to cut out most of the combat. Anyways, so I've cleared out all the enemies in this area beforehand, and a nice thing you can do in games, I think, is walking out of areas and being able to look back at where you're walking out of. And it's this sense of exiting out into a world or into some other space. In this case, it's kind of like a circular plaza, and we can compare this circular plaza here with the beginning area of the game and how that area made us think about height and the sky. And actually, I haven't really looked at the sky, and it's a nice sky. You can tell it's becoming night elsewhere. But whereas in Things Betwixt, when we looked upwards, we felt like we were kind of in a sort of this like cylinder cave. Here, we're kind of just, our eyes are drawn out to the horizon because there's no like vertical markers here to make us look up and down, except for that. Moving along. This place has the feel of the top of a hotel or the top of a city building. We might look over to the left and watch ourselves sort of drawn to the ocean as our line of sight changes with respect to the horizon. It goes more down. If you've ever been on a river walk, it's kind of like that. Your eyes, the sea becomes more like intimidating the closer your eyes get to it. Like when we're all the way up there, you don't really notice it as much, but as we go down and, eventually to that bonfire area, it becomes more noticeable. Well, especially like here. Still some enemies over there. Some nice loudish sounds of walking on stone here. And also the sounds of the sea. Oh, that's weird, the event trigger for this area wasn't until here. This nice open space. Where again, now that there's a presence of walls, we're drawn to how this place goes upward, and also these walls are open, so we're kind of thinking about how this place is mixing in with the environment and kind of breaking down a boundary between nature and man-made stuff. And so, remember, if we walk back over there, we can get really close to the water, and the water becomes more intimidating and real as it takes over more of what we're seeing. So basically, this area feels like part what people would traditionally call nature and part man-made. I like to say that it's all... I don't like to distinguish between nature and man-made things. I feel like they're kind of intertwined inseparably because the production of man-made things comes from natural things, and that influences the natural environment. And, okay, now I'm just like rambling, but people tend to see nature by itself as something that's like beautiful, whereas it's kind of a romanticized view we can't really hold on to nowadays in the 21st century, because everything's kind of connected together, and to do so is trying to sort of escape from the world's problems. Anyways, that was kind of a distraction, but yeah, so we can kind of see our save point over there. There's a little orange dot, and that's about all I like to say. I like how there's staircases in this area, and you can go down the staircases as you're looking off into the horizon. That's nice. And there's also these color contrasts between the sunset and the rest of the land. Anyways, I'm not going to be recording combat because it's kind of just a waste of video time, and if you want to watch somebody fight, you know, you can watch on YouTube. But I'll show you the boss name in case you want to see it. Okay, it's Dragonrider, and I'll pause it now. Okay, so we beat the Dragonrider. Right, anyways, moving on. So this is just another one of those smaller circular chamber. You can exit out and we're greeted to the left by, to the right by a staircase. It's a nice little staircase. Bonfire. NPC. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm gonna take care of some business before we go to the next place, and I'll see you guys back here. Alright, hi everyone again. All I just did is I tried to find a new staff to use, but I couldn't. And then I used some souls and did some leveling up. Anyways, on our way. It's a nice, lovely little walk. Okay, we're gonna go down into this place. It's actually another sewer system of sorts. The idea is that this entire area like sunk underwater at some point, so that's kind of what this area is getting at. Oh, here's an item. I kind of wish this place had a name, but it doesn't. It's just part of the Tower of Flame. Alright, anyways, here's some dudes. Again, I'm not really gonna waste your time showing you what they do. So I'll just show you that one, and then I'm gonna go take out the rest of them, and then I'll come back and we'll walk through the area. Okay, so I'm back. So this area, clearly I thought it was sewers, but it's actually like some kind of submerged building. You're drawn to these torches on the wall, and kind of wondering what kind of space is this, right? These are for observation of below, I guess. So maybe somebody would come in. This is going upwards to the top, outside of whatever building complex this used to be. I'm a little bit dark in here, which is kind of weird. I think it seems too cavey and like indoorsy, which for the area it's in, I don't know, kind of a weird choice of architecture. So come back here, and there's this nice tunnel above us. The shape and how the rocks kind of point in that direction gives a nice feeling of wanting to push you out of the tunnel. So you don't really want to wait in here too long, I guess. That's what it feels like to me. If you go to the left, there was nothing there but a dead end. And we see that same motif again that's used in Forest of the Fallen Giants. And what's funny is that even like the slowest walking speed in this game is still like pretty fast. Like this is about a walking speed, but I'm definitely not walking like fast enough. Anyways, elevator. That still somehow works. Taking us down, it's sort of implied that we're going under sea level, but as you'll see, we're actually not going that low, which is kind of weird. So come back out here. And Now it's implied this is sort of sea level. I think there's more dudes down here I gotta kill, so I'm gonna do that off camera. I'll come back here in a bit. Okay, so I've cleared out the area. So I want to say that the reflections on the water here are nice. That ties the area to its environment more strongly, which is cool. This area I'm in is actually pretty much a copy of that top area that we were in. The main difference is that now there's like ankle-high water here. And, so what that kind of does is it makes us, well, sort of feels more like you're trespassing. So when you have this sort of like this interaction with your feet that you're not used to, which is, you know, trudging through water, you feel like, okay, something's, you know, we shouldn't be here because your normal flow of walking is being interrupted. Actually, I like how if you go really slow, the water sound is actually pretty good. Whereas as soon as you try to walk faster, it becomes this like horrible splooshing noise. And yeah, this place up here is just another copy of the first part of the area. So it's like we're on like one part of a circle's outside, that's what it feels like. Anyways. Yeah, those are really good sounds for conveying the weight of water on your feet. It's like a lot of work, but I think slower animations would have been nicer than just normal running. Anyways, it takes us to this weird cave. And into this, like, cave of little rock things sticking out of the ground. That's a nice effect. Not a very tall cave. Alright, I'm gonna talk to that NPC. I'll pause the video. So this is the first sort of like cave place we've been into in the game. I mean, not the first cave place, but the first one that's so expansive. I don't know. Caves can be really closed off, but still feel like they're infinite because we can't see very far into the distance thanks to the darkness. So this is really cool the first time I saw it, but if we walk out here, through this slightly taller cave... Oh, I guess we were in a cave when we started the game, so never mind. But I mean, one where like it's much darker, I guess. We reach this. It's like kind of a pirate ship parked onto the side of a cliff face. Whoops. So over here, you know, there's the... Seems like we're not looking out onto the west anymore, maybe the north or south or east of the island somehow. So in this game, between areas you travel very far distances, even when you seem like you travel short distances. So, but we can tell that in this area because of the lighting, because you can't see the sunset from here. So it's just a giant open cave, and then there's like a small little like village of sorts built into the cliff face here, which we'll be going through soon. Yeah. So I think what I'll do first is run through the area. Well, not live, but I'll clear out the enemies. It's weird, my camera got moves. There is a person here I can buy spells from, so that'll be useful. Alright, so I'll come back after I clear out some of the enemies. Okay, hi everyone, finally. So what I did was I went ahead and took out all the enemies in this area. We also met the sorcerer NPC merchant that I bought a spell from and a new item. And there's a thing that let me turn on a very large lamp that made the place a lot brighter and less moody and dark. And that had an effect in making some hard enemies go away. Next episode, this might take a few minutes, so next episode I'll come back and we'll go through here. And then probably to the next area as well. Okay. So, thanks for watching.